Hey everybody, Rob Veno here, WagerTalk.com, WagerTalk TV. It is the part of the week where things start to go a little bit berserk. Games from noon till 1 in the morning if you're on the East Coast. Just as long if you're on the West Coast, just subtract 3 hours, days run together. We're going to look at a couple of games out of the Big East tournament today for your free selections with analysis. Both of these go this evening. We're going to look at DePaul, Georgetown. Then we'll move over to Seton Hall, Villanova. But let's start right here with this DePaul, Georgetown game. Big East tournament, of course, played in Madison Square Garden. This happens to be a quick turnaround rematch from last Saturday, just 4 days ago. These teams met in DePaul's regular season home finale, and DePaul won that game, 83-77, big win for them. It ends up splitting the season series between these two. DePaul shot tremendously in that game, 56.6% from the floor. That was good for a 14.2% edge in field goal percentage. Georgetown was only 42.4 from the field in that game. So huge edge in shooting to DePaul in that game. And that win actually came on the heels of an 80-77 win by DePaul at Providence, an away victory, something that doesn't come real easy for DePaul. But they closed the season, regular season at least, with 2 straight victories. So they enter here with plenty of confidence. You have to believe that they look at their opponent over here. They know that they just beat them a couple of days back. So I'd expect a confident DePaul team. I will say this about the Georgetown loss to DePaul on Saturday. They may have still been a little bit on cloud nine. They closed their regular season just a few days prior at home, I should say their home regular season, and it was with a win over Villanova, an upset outright victory over Villanova. So Georgetown may have entered DePaul a little bit sky high, not 100% focused, which they will be this evening, and DePaul took advantage. Either way, DePaul played a very good game. Whether or not Georgetown was totally there or not could be irrelevant here tonight. The Hoyas' defense is what we want to look at here. It's gone by the wayside last 7 games, allowing 82 points per game. And their final score totals have reached 148 plus in 6 of the last 7. And they've gone over 160 in 4 of those 6. So very high-scoring games being played by Georgetown. To see them so terrible on defense, it's not indicative of what Ed Cooley's career has been. But this Georgetown bunch, not real good on the defensive end, at least not down the stretch. DePaul, you can say the same thing for. They haven't been good defensively all season long, finished at the bottom of the Big East in defensive efficiency. It's not a team that's going to stop you from scoring points. They were last in effective field goal percentage allowed. They were 10th in effective field goal percentage allowed. So once again, you've got 2 teams here that are allowing a bushels of points at this point in time. I think that, with the DePaul team allowing 80 plus in 5 of their last 6, Georgetown can find their offensive way. The same should be said about DePaul here. I think you'll get a spirited effort from both teams in this game. They likely know that they're not going to get by the second round game. So this will be huge for both of them. The quick turnaround revenge goes to the Hoyas, but laying 4.5 here seems a little bit steep since the one game that they did win against DePaul this year was 73-68, only won by 5. Rather than look at the side here, because I don't really want the underdog side either. I think the number's in a good spot. I think we have to look at the total and these 2 faltering defenses. The total's in a reasonable place of 145, 145.5. Just explain to you how many points these teams are giving up defensively and how high their game totals have been lately. The 83-77 the other day was 160. So we're going to look that way for your free play for today. DePaul, Georgetown, Big East tournament, up and over 145 or 145.5. Shop for the best line. Before we get to the next game, Seton Hall, Villanova, want to make everybody aware of the March Madness special going on at WagerTalk right now. $179 will get you every single play from now until the national championship game. You'll get every postseason tournament, not just the NCAA tournament. You get the NIT and all the postseason tournaments here. You'll get all these conference tournaments. The action will be hot and heavy here for the next 5 days. So once again, you can get every play released, including 5% blue chips. Plays come fast and furious at this time of season. $179 gets you an all-access package for every college basketball selection released. Go over to WagerTalk.com, go to my homepage, wt.buzz/RV, and pick up that all-access package now and enjoy March Madness. Let's move over to the late game. Big East tournament tonight, Seton Hall versus Villanova. Once again, Madison Square Garden. I honestly thought Villanova would open here more in the minus 13 range, somewhere in there. Instead, they opened up 10.5. They sit at 10.5 right now. At this price, it's really hard to make a case for the season-long injury-riddled Seton Hall team. Their intensity on the defensive end and their extremely slow style tries to hide a lot of the shortcomings that they have. Statistically, where Big East numbers go, you can't really hide them. They're second to last defensively, despite the fact that they play at such a slow pace, and despite the fact, again, that Shaheen Holloway's team gives effort every single time out. They're just that shorthanded all season long. The intensity on the defensive end and the slow style can keep games somewhat low scoring. So you might think 10.5 is rather large, but Seton Hall's always got that capability. Every night they take the floor, putting up 58 or less. And when you're going to score in that range, it's so hard to get there as an underdog. Now, they did so just 2 weeks ago against this very same Villanova team. Seton Hall at home only lost 59-54. That's the kind of game they want to play. I don't think Villanova is going to score 59 tonight. They're probably too talented to do so. They've got plenty of advantages here offensively. They are the number 2 offensive efficiency team in the Big East. It kind of goes unnoticed because Villanova hasn't had a big year, but their offense extremely efficient, methodical, but efficient. They're the number 1 3-point shooting team in the Big East. So at any time, they could break out from beyond the arc. They don't turn the ball over. Their turnover percentage number is extremely low. I think it was second best in Big East play this year. And they rebound the ball defensively very well, which kind of negates one of Seton Hall's top offensive assets, which is offensive rebounding. Throw it up on the glass, get it, get a second chance, get a third chance, because they're not great shooters. So Villanova can probably negate Seton Hall's strength on the offensive end. If these Seton Hall possessions go 1 and out, Villanova cleans the board. It's going to be a long night for Seton Hall. Wildcats have the star player on the floor, Eric Dixon, the best guy there. I don't think Seton Hall's equipped to come from behind. I mean, that's not telling anybody anything new. When you play the way that they do, they only know one way, which is slow. And when you don't have the offensive weaponry, if they get behind, coming back becomes really difficult, and increasing margin for Villanova becomes more likely. I think they probably got their second wind, Villanova did, after losing that game to Georgetown. That upset loss heading into this tournament probably has them itching to get back on the floor. I think they'll do so in a big way tonight. I think they enter this tournament with some aggression and a purpose. Got no problem laying 10.5 here. So that's the way we're going to go with your free play in this particular contest. Villanova minus 10.5. On the way out, I'd like to ask everybody to hit the like button if you like the selections and analysis provided by WagerTalk handicappers here each and every day. Go ahead and hit like, click subscribe, join the 197,000 plus people who already have subscribed to WagerTalk TV. If you have a comment on the Big East tournament or any conference tournament, any game in particular in college hoops that's going on, please drop it in the comments section. I try to get to them as quickly as I can. We appreciate all of you who participate in the comments section. For now, this is Rob Veno saying good luck with all your plays. We'll see you next time on WagerTalk TV.